Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. If you're dealing with anything, doesn't matter if it's diabetes, blood pressure issues, or dementia, Alzheimer's, maybe arthritis, maybe you're having some challenges with your weight, it really comes down to lifestyle. It comes down to our choices we make every single day. So you don't have to be stuck. That's the one thing I want you to realize, is that you don't have to be stuck. It's all about the choices you're making each day. And we want to help you do that here on the show. If you haven't found a healthy lifestyle provider, someone that is in your area that can help you get to that next level with your health and life, make sure to get in touch with our team members, and we can help you find someone there to help. Let's get over to the phones and talk to Mariah. Hello, Mariah.
My doctor said I had a clogged aorta, and I'd like to know where it is, and is there a cure for it?
Well, there's a couple of things with the aorta. When it starts to get a little bit, I guess they call it clogged, but when the plaque starts to build up on it, that's where the real challenge becomes. I'll tell you, there's some new research out by Harvard, and Harvard Medical actually did this. Pretty impressive, because they found now that there is a root that actually works better at preventing heart disease and strokes and vascular episodes, cardiovascular episodes, than just about anything else that we've seen. And it's called Rutin, R-U-T-I-N. They compared actually taking Rutin, which they actually did it with the studies. They compared it to statin drugs and to anticoagulants, okay, so the blood thinners. So they compared all these, and they found that by using Rutin in certain specific amounts and the quality, certain qualities, controlled amounts, that actually reduces that. And so if you have plaquing and the aorta, by the way, is like the biggest, but it's a major vessel in the body. When you start having any kind of plaquing, that's when you're at a higher risk for a stroke or any type of incident, cardiovascular incident that we could see. So we really want to look into that. I would check it out, Rutin, R-U-T-I-N, that's how you spell it. But check it out. Look at the Harvard study, and I think that'll be a real encouragement for you, because along with that, and it's not just take the pill and everything will be okay, but in standard medicine, you're going to have more of the typical medications that you'll take, and then that'll be it. They may guide you on your eating. I hope they do. If they don't, someone needs to, because your lifestyle really is everything when it comes down to anything cardiovascular related. I was just at a conference recently, the American College of Lifestyle Medicine, which is I'm a member, professional member of, and we were discussing a lot in heart disease and a lot of the research that's out there. And you're really finding how our eating habits, especially with heart disease and diabetes and a lot of what we call the chronic conditions, are affected in this situation. Really amazing. So if you look at it, I mean, with heart disease, the complete reversal of plaqued arteries has been proven. Dr. Dean Ornish, which is kind of a pioneer in this area, has completely proven that. So it's one of those places that you really want to get into a situation that's under control, because it really comes down to what you do every day. I mean, you could take medicine and just keep doing what you're doing and hope for the best, but that's really not the better way to go, right? The better way to live is to actually figure out what your nutritional deficiencies are, really take the bull by the horns, change your lifestyle to more of a plant-based diet, an anti-inflammatory based diet. And if you need help with that, our health coaches are always there to help. You can just get in touch with our office, and we can get you to a healthy lifestyle provider, something along those lines. But when you find that, it really does make a difference. And it's coming up with a game plan that's designed custom for your body. So I guess the good news is, when it comes down to heart disease, it's completely reversible. So is diabetes. And those are strong statements, but see, it's all in the research now. That's what's so cool about it, is that we know there's been studies done that it can be done. Yet heart disease is still the largest or the second leading killer. Well, actually, no, it tops cancer. So it's the first leading killer right now, next to cancer. So it's huge. And think about it, it's our lifestyle. So if we can modify that, we can make a tremendous difference in our overall outcomes. So the aorta, yes, biggest vessel, but yet also can be managed very, very well. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. 833-722-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. You can give us a call or go to the website, go to InShapeNetwork.com. Kevin in Miami sent us an email. He said, have recurring nerve pain following a root canal. Comes and goes, but it's very painful. It's like an electric current. No one seems to know what I can do. They tell me if it's hot, then, and it can go away in time, but it's been a long time and still not gone away. When you have something like that, and again, you want to get with your dentist. If you had a root canal, you want to go back to who did the procedures because they're going to know the greatest reason for why you might be having that. They're going to know that, okay? But you want to go back, talk to them. But when you have nerve pain like that, depending on why that is, there could be certain things missing in the body that it needs. There's certain medications that can help temporarily that you don't want to be on forever, obviously. But for that nerve-related issue, a lot of the B vitamins like B6 and B5 can be helpful if it's deficiency-related, but it sounds like it's more trauma-related due to the procedure. So I would get back and talk to the dentist or the oral surgeon, whoever did the procedure, and get with them. And then let us know. Let me know what they say, and then we'll go from there. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Medical error is just something we never talk about. So you may not know this, and I'm not knocking the profession, but it's one of those things that I think we need to talk about because the leading killer, right? You've got heart disease, you've got cancer, but then like in the top 5 are medical errors, meaning the doctor kind of messed up a little bit and oops, and the person dies. So that does happen. That's why they call it practice. And people are human, even the highest experts. So I don't ever knock that, but I think it's something to talk about because we don't ever talk about it. So 1/5 of American adults have been at the receiving end of a medical error. The nationwide poll shows that about 2,500 adults have experienced it at some point. In 1 in 3 people, they said, will experience some form of medical error when they're being worked on. And this may not be death. It could just be anything. It could be anything that you're dealing with. Some family member has a procedure and it can be caused that. But you really want to, this is where you really want to vet out your providers. And one thing to keep in mind is if you're at a teaching hospital and you're going to have a major procedure done, a lot of times the teaching hospitals are really great because they're cutting edge and they have all the technology. However, keep in mind that the leading surgeon or the leading provider that's supposed to be the world renowned may not be the one actually putting his hands or her hands on you doing the work. It could be a student. And I've seen that happen. And students have to learn. So that's what it's all for. But just keep that in mind when you're going to certain hospitals and wanting to have certain things done. So amazing, though, the technology that's out there. But medical errors, just keep that in mind. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. We'll be right back with more Healthy Talk Radio. Want to turn back the clock 15 years and have more energy? This is Dr. Asa telling you to just breathe with LiveO2. LiveO2 delivers the right amount of oxygen we need for optimal health. Go to liveO2.com. That's liveO2.com.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Lines are open, 888-283-7272. Welcome back to the show. Check us out on the web. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. It's InShapeNetwork.com. Tiffany from South Carolina says that she's a post-bariatric patient, and she's dealing with a little bit with Hashimoto's, thyroid, she's got chronic fatigue, and, of course, fragile skin, which that leads to. And she goes, how do I work with these health challenges? What do I do? Well, hopefully, you've got a really good set of physicians that are working with you. That's one of the biggest keys you've got to look at. And the reason I say that's important is because you really want to have everything from endocrinologist to someone that really is on top of the bariatric piece, which I'm sure you, obviously, if you're a bariatric patient, you've got somebody. So, but you've also got to have someone that's really strong in nutrition, someone that can guide you in lifestyle. All right, that's one piece we leave out. So you get the experts, but you've got to have an expert in lifestyle-based medicine because you want someone that can take you by the hand and walk in each piece together. I mean, that's something that is super important for your success, okay? Because in something like this, when you're dealing with the different health challenges, you've got chronic fatigue, thyroid, the whole 9 yards, then you've got multiple areas that are breaking down. So the key is really what's the root cause of it, okay? So you got to get down to figure out where's the driving point to the whole thing. Because really, most nutritional deficiencies, they begin to trigger certain areas in the body. You want to figure out what those are. That's a big key. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Let's get to the phones and talk to Becky. Hi, Becky.
Concerned about the granddaughter's health. She's 10 years old, and she's had a serious health issue every year. I'd just like to talk and see if we can find another avenue that we may be missing.
Yeah, so a lot of things you have to look at, which can be a challenge if she's 10, is getting doctors that are on board. Pediatricians, finding someone that can then work more really along the lines in nutrition, but basically lifestyle too, and also getting other opinions. I think it's always good to have someone that looks at it from more of a holistic perspective, so you can get at least a second or a third opinion along those lines. But that's your starting point. And until you can get some good, solid direction from multiple areas, then you don't really want to make any solid decisions on direction. So that's a big key. And she's your granddaughter too, so I'm assuming with the parents that they've got to be on board, right? So this may be something that you want to do. And I find this all the time. I see the grandparents are all fired up about the grandkids going a certain direction, but the parents aren't on board. And you have to get the parents on board to get the child really in the best position, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what type of health issue, health challenge that you get going on. You have to get that handled in a big way. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. If you're looking for a lifestyle provider, someone in your area that believes just like we do, all this nutrition and lifestyle-based care we talk about, you just go to the website, find someone. We can help you get the help that you need, no matter what you're struggling with or what you're dealing with. Let's get to Kelly on the phones. Hi, Kelly.
I'm looking for I take a lot of nutrients, and I just wanting to know what things might be advocated for any surgery to have the best results. So I'm having total knee replacement. So I greatly appreciate. I've just bought a number of nutrients, and I'm looking to have a absolutely terrific recovery. And anything that can encourage me. I'm going to take L-glutamine, but I don't know what other things would be good.
Well, let me encourage you. Actually, let me stop you right there and make sure that you understand that there's a route you can go before going total knee replacement. The research is very, very strong on stem cell therapy for joints. So I would take a look at that. Stem cell therapy now is really on the forefront, and physicians and clinics and hospitals, as a matter of fact, they're doing a lot of studies at Duke University, and also Emory is doing quite a few studies right now in Atlanta. But stem cell therapy is really coming on strong. And the results that they're getting, especially musculoskeletal, shoulders, knees, back, spine, ankles, feet, they're getting amazing results. Neuropathies, they're getting really good results with. So I would really at least get a consultation, because knee replacements is a really big procedure. Like, it's not just, oh, no big deal, right? I'm sure they've shown you a lot of what you'll go through to have that done. I mean, it's no joke, okay? So if you're considering that, you really want, I would look into stem cell therapy. I have seen amazing results with stem cell therapy, meaning that almost bone on bone in a knee. And 6 months later, after the stem cells, the mesenchymal stem cells have time to work and to begin to regrow the tissue, they repair and regenerate the area. And you see just amazing disc space in between the knee, where the tissue has reformed, and then the person has amazing mobility. So this is real. This is not pie in the sky, and they've been doing it in Europe for a long time. And about 5 years ago, it was brought to the United States, and now it's FDA cleared. And so clinics have been using it and getting phenomenal results. So I would look at that. I would look at that as an option. I would look at it as, as a way for you to at least possibly be able to avoid it. And again, I don't know how serious it is. And when you get to the replacement, it's usually really, really strong that you need it, or ortho wouldn't have mentioned that. But I don't think there's an ortho out there that wouldn't, if their mindset is in a certain place, to at least see how that would work for you, right? Because the worst case scenario, here's the thing with stem cells that I really like, and I've seen just amazing results with it. It's either going to work okay, it'll either work amazing, or it will do nothing. But it can't harm, and that's what's so great about it. So it's a great natural way to look at a joint and to at least give it the option to rebuild. Okay, 888-283-7272. We'll be right back. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to AsaRx.com and get your free book today. Triple 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. That's InShapeNetwork.com. We're here for you each and every day. That's what we're struggling with, right? It's our lifestyle choices. That's what I think most Americans and really people around the world are dealing with more than anything is, how do I get better? How do I make better choices every single day? What can I do to improve my life? How can I feel better? How can I have more energy? How can I drop the weight? All of that plays a role, right? So when you're dealing with heart disease, or you're considering when you have something like high cholesterol or something along those lines, what do you do? How do you step up? How do you make a difference with your lifestyle? And that's what's amazing. I mean, I've seen literally miracles happen, and the miracle was the person actually taking responsibility, saying enough is enough, and they're going to do whatever it takes, no matter how hard it might be, to get healthy and to get well. And it just comes with all of that sort of ability to really push and push hard. It's about learning how your body can respond. If you give your body back what it needs, no matter what it is, no matter what you're dealing with, many times the body can recover and it can get well and it can thrive. So that's the key more than anything else. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. We're here for you each and every day. Let's get over to Jake. Hi, Jake. How can I help?
I have BPH, and I've been on natural herbs and for 4 months now, and I just feel that I need probably a little more help with it. So I don't know what this process is how it's going to pan out.
Okay, so a couple things to think about it with BPH is it can be a big challenge. I mean, a lot of guys, it can be stressful to find out that the prostate's swollen. It's kind of those first stages. You start thinking about cancer and everything else, right? It's the big scare for guys. So the prostate, which is so common, and depending on what you're doing from a more of a natural standpoint, you got to give your body what it needs. And what I mean by that is that our hormones play a big role, especially as we age. Once you start getting in your late 50s, early 60s, you really have to start monitoring, probably a little bit before that, but you want to start monitoring the hormones. We found a lot of research now. The PSA test, which is the prostate-specific antigen test, it's been used forever. And it's still kind of kind of the foundation for where the prostate is. Many doctors and researchers say that it's not that accurate. They also say that it could really almost give a lot of false positives that aren't really there. So there's a lot of different thoughts behind it. Now, when you check it manually, like during a normal exam, that's what you have to look at. You have to say, okay, what's one of the major keys to this? So I would first and foremost with BPH, of course, you've got a good physician that you're seeing, but I would look at some natural ways of supporting it. And some saliva testing is a really good way to back up what the blood test shows too. You want to check all the hormones, because actually they found that progesterone levels in men, which they fall rapidly after about the age of 35, if progesterone gets too low, then what happens is estradiol, which is one of the 3 estrogens, you've got estrone, estradiol, and estriol. The estradiol is the one that can be a little bit dangerous. When the progesterone drops, it elevates, okay? And it's the one that causes the guy to have more man boobs, to get more fat around the chest, fat around the midsection. And as we gain body fat as men, our testosterone drops. And as our testosterone drops, estrogen goes up. So they're the catalyst or the inversion of each other. And so what happens, it's amazing, because when that happens, and it does happen as we age, when that starts to happen, guess what? The prostate gets affected. You start dropping, and everybody says, well, it's the testosterone going up and the dihydrotestosterone, the DHT, that's making it swell. That's a theory. Okay, that's a theory, and it's in the research, but also there's some research out there about the progesterone being a factor. And so it's not always just higher testosterone. It's about the conversion. You got to remember that testosterone converts, and if you've got a conversion issue, that very much could be the problem that you're dealing with with BPH. So again, it's important to look at all the numbers. Make sure, no matter what, that they're looking at your progesterone levels, that they've seen that, they know what the numbers are. And I like saliva, because what happens is the saliva test tends to show the amount of hormone that's in the cell, all right? So that's the one that's in the cell. Blood is what's floating around in the blood. You want to know what's being used, not just what's floating around, okay? So that's why the saliva test is so important, and you can get that done. Most practitioners will do those, that if they do any type of more integrated type work, nutritional type work, they'll do those. The other piece to this is to make sure that they check all your estrogen, estrone, estradiol, estriol. Your estriol number they found, which is it's the inversion, I guess is the way to put it, the antagonist for estradiol. So a lot of times you'll find a male, that'll have really high estradiol, and their estriol will be low. Well, if you bring estriol up, which does not affect the prostate, it will automatically bring the estradiol down. And then guess what? The great thing about that is that it can help support the prostate. So that is a whole cascade that usually is not looked at. It's pretty cut and dry. And again, that is not in all the standard literature. There is some studies done on that to show that, but it's not the general overall agreed view. But it's something worth researching so you can get a grasp on that. There's a Dr. John Lee, who was an endocrinologist, famous endocrinologist, and has done a lot of research on this. You can read all of his research. He's published all that sort of thing, and you can really get a good read up on it. Amazing, though, at what that can do. So it really can turn a lot of issues around for guys in that way. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call. We got Jackie in Las Vegas, says, what naturally can be done to prevent boils? Well, it just depends. It depends on what the root cause of that is. I'll tell you that most skin conditions, unless there's some type of bacterial issue or infection, most skin conditions happen in the gut. So if a gut is healthy, then you're going to find that most other areas will be healthy too in the skin. If the gut's not healthy, then it can cause a lot of issues to really creep up. So that's one thing you want to look at that can make and turn a big difference is looking at that piece of it, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that your gut's healthy. Good probiotics. You want to make sure there's no yeast or fungal issues in the gut. All that is balanced out and is in the right balance. So that's the ultimate key right there. 888-283-7272. That's 283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. That's InShapeNetwork.com. We're here for you each and every day. No matter what you're struggling with, we want to help. So dogs versus cats, what do you think the best pet is for people that have multiple sclerosis? Okay, whether dogs or cats make the superior pet will really never be resolved, but might be better than the pet for people with MS. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, owning a pet can help lower blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and triglyceride levels, and reduce feelings of loneliness. The four-legged friends can also encourage exercise and outdoor activities, as well as serve as a means for socialization. But dogs, cats, and other pets require human attention. They don't feed or walk by themselves, nor do they clean their little litter boxes, so you've got to be able to help out and do that. But cats have got a lot of good... I'm not a big cat fan. Don't hate me. I'm allergic to them. I've never done real well with them. I'm more of a dog guy. But so the cats, though, they've got a lot of great companionship ability, and really, of course, are focused on their owner. They're very affectionate, which is great. And matter of fact, cats do really, really well with people in nursing homes. They've done studies on that, and they make great pets if the nursing home will let them have it. But they make great pets for people in their elder years. And dogs can be a little bit more demanding in that way. So, but they chill out a lot. They hang with you a lot, and they don't require a lot. They got their litter boxes and all that. Dogs got to walk all the time, so there's a little bit more responsibility for that as well. But cats make really, really good pets and really good companions as well. But dogs, another one, is really good, they say, for empty nesters. So when the kids leave for college and everything's kind of quiet around the house, having a dog around can really help that empty nest syndrome, because there's more responsibility with them. Of course, they're playful and they're more interactive that way. They always want to go outside and do those sorts of things. They're more expensive, they tend to be, but at the end of the day, they're both amazing, and they really make up for a lot. People that struggle with depression, people that struggle with loneliness or anything like that, they just make great companions. And I'm a huge overall, have always had animals and pets, and you really you can see a major difference in your life. They just bring so much value to a family, and it makes a tremendous difference. So something very much to consider, especially for those loved ones. I always tell people, if somebody's alone, if they've lost their spouse and all their kids and grandkids don't come around that much, encourage them to get a pet. I saw my grandmother in her 90s or in her late 80s, who lived in her mid 90s, get a pet little dog, and it made all the difference in the world. And that's just a personal story, but yeah, it makes a huge difference. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Want to turn back the clock 15 years and have more energy? This is Dr. Asa telling you to just breathe with LiveO2. LiveO2 delivers the right amount of oxygen we need for optimal health. Go to liveO2.com. That's liveO2.com. Lines are open, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. If you have Crohn's disease or irritable bowel or ulcerative colitis, they're all kind of in the same family. We're facing right now in the country. It's becoming a major issue for people. But if you've ever dealt with that, you can realize how much of a pain in the what it is. It can be really challenging. So It's not a lot of fun, but I'll tell you, it's something that needs to be addressed. You can have diarrhea, loose stools, it's turned into liquid. You can even have bleeding at some point, and it's from constant irritation in the digestive tract. It really comes from excessive amounts of inflammation. They've tied a lot, though. The triggers are interesting. Most people don't want to talk about the triggers, but there's a strong trigger, because you start thinking about things, okay, maybe I'm allergic to this, or maybe I'm allergic to milk, or I ate too many spicy foods and that just flared it up. But really, it's more than that. They found a really strong mind-gut connection. And in this mind-gut connection, they found that, you ever get butterflies in your stomach when you get nervous? You realize that? So that's what they call the second brain. There was a study done on that, and there's the vagus nerve is one of the biggest nerves in the body, but it's long, and it connects the brain straight to the gut. And that's why you can think or feel something and then have butterflies. So along those lines, it's super important to make sure that you really take care of things the way they need to be, because it's a big deal. That's one thing you want to focus on. You want to make sure that no matter what, that you're getting the right kind of foods. So you want to eat the right kind of foods. You want to put the right kind of foods in, and then they have to be anti-inflammatory based. You can't just eat whatever. The anti-inflammatory based foods, like it's in my book, Empowering Your Health. If you check that out, that's a great tool for you to be able to use to really make a difference. Because with Crohn's and irritable bowel and ulcerative colitis, it comes down to an imbalance in the gut, and you can really heal that in a great way. People get stuck and they get on medications like Remicade for a long time. And it amazes me that they really don't shift their diet. Also make sure, which I'm sure your GI doc will always do, but just make sure you're not having any gluten sensitivities. Gluten can be a real big trigger for these conditions, and they're underlying. Nobody ever takes a look at it. So there's a test that can be done, the anti-gliadin test. It's a blood test. Your doctor can do it. Just ask them for it, okay? Ask them just to check and make sure if they haven't done that, just see if that's an issue, because it could very well be one of the main things you're dealing with. I would check that first and foremost and get a good read on it, just because with Crohn's and all that, if you follow an anti-inflammatory based diet, there's some great types of probiotics. Theralac is one of my favorite. It's healing, very healing to the gut. And if you go to our website, InShape Network, there's an entire teaching that I do that you can get on Crohn's and irritable bowel. It goes into heavy amounts of detail of what to do for that. You can check that out there. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to InShapeNetwork.com. Let's get on the phones and go to Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
My 3-year-old daughter continues to complain about her ankles hurting bilaterally, so it's not a single one. Something that comes and goes. The doctor we've taken her to is kind of a non-aggressive. She just kind of shunned it off as growing pains, never done any type of x-rays or anything like that, just so strictly growing pains. Just wanted to see if there was anything else we could do. It's recurring, but there's sometimes that she doesn't complain about it. She plays just like any 3-year-old, but then there's other times that she refuses to even walk because of the pain.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. So one of the things you want to look at, and this is a big deal, it really is. So one of the things you definitely want to look at is I would get her to, she's 3, okay? I would get her to a chiropractic physician. Here, let me tell you why. Just because at that age, with what she's experiencing, when we think chiropractic physician or chiropractic medicine, we think back or we think the spine. But they also work with gait issues, and they work with, because everything's connected. The back's connected to the hips, connected to the way the knees work, and connected to the way the ankles work. So all of that is an issue. Okay, so you want to get that and just have it looked at in a general sense to make sure it's as balanced as possible. And then with that, it'll again, it just takes some minor work and to make sure there's nothing congenital that was happening, that was there at birth and nobody caught it. You just want to get it looked at overall. I would have them take a peek and then let me know. Send an email or call back here on the show and we'll go from there. But it's probably something along those lines that can be monitored and looked at and taken care of, okay? 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website, go to InShapeNetwork.com. Let's go to Leon. Hi, Leon.
I'm always trying to get a deep breath. It feels like I always need to try to yawn or get a deep breath.
Okay. So if you've got issues with breathing like that yawning feeling, you feel like you can't get your oxygen, there's an imbalance that can happen in the body, but a lot of times it could be a lack of oxygen into the cells. So you want to get tested, go to your physician, test it, or get someone to test the different levels, your B12, your iron, ferritin, because it could be just a lack of oxygen that's creating that. Could be a cardiovascular issue too. So they're going to want to check a couple of things, but I would get over and have them take a look at that first and foremost, because you don't want to let that sit. That's one of those things that you want to jump on pretty quickly. And it could be something so simple as a thyroid condition that's underlying. I mean, there's several metabolic conditions that it could be. So you just want to have them take a look at it, and then you can build a good solid game plan from there. But once they pinpoint the reason, if you want to give me a call, we can talk about it and get into some detail, okay? 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. One thing I want to encourage you with is that your health's your greatest wealth, and it's the choices that you make today will determine the kind of health you're going to have. You can have really, really good health. You can have amazing health, great energy levels, and you can really do well if you make the right choices and apply them into your daily life. Puts another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, DJ Allen, John Garrison, our engineer, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities. You're listening to the show that helps you get well, stay well, and live well, where we're diagnosing hope one person.
Did you know you could listen to the AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the AsaRx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.